What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is episode 700. Can you believe it? What a ride it's been. And what better way to celebrate with a debut? So whenever it's like one of these little like milestone videos, I get to choose me. So I chose this. But it was requested by Benjamin on Patreon. This is Metroid Prime. Ridley's boss theme. My introduction to Metroid Prime. Never played this game. I don't know anything about Nintendo, basically. So, of course, my curiosity has beckoned throughout the years. You know, Metroid Prime. What is Metroid Prime? What does it sound like? The only thing I know about Metroid Prime is the character named Samus. That's it. So, don't know who Ridley is or what Ridley is, but I digress. This is my introduction for the first time of Metroid Prime, or Metroid in general. And let's just go. It's not even that long of a song. Ridley boss theme. Thank you guys for 700 episodes. That's crazy. Let's go. GameCube, so this is not the original. I guess it's... Damn, it sounds... Hold on. I got distracted. Ooh. Oh. That's what I've been missing out on. Oh, what a tease. That was such a sick lead. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of nervous, not knowing what to expect, but the bass line in the background. Oh, I love that. The chaotic keys. Oh, it's a boss theme, right? Ooh, this is a boss theme? Damn. I wanted to keep going. It's building tension. Dude. This stands out hard. I can hear the sound of a floodgate opening. Every time I keep thinking it's gonna just stay there for a second. Dude, the bass line is so chaotic. I just noticed the bass line follows that at the end. Hold on, I might have to hear that again. I have to hear that again, I think. Oh. What an introduction. Ooh. Hold on. I gotta hear that. I gotta hear that again. I think it was right here. Okay. You know, at first I was about to complain that it's too short, but it's okay. For a debut, that did its job. It made me entirely curious, even though that looped. Wow. Was not expecting that. I know, big surprise. But every time I've seen or heard of Metroid Prime, I did think it was going to be on the more like electronic side, but I didn't think it'd be like that. That was totally unique. That was very well. Of course, it was a boss theme, which that's crazy. Now I'm really curious what like the rest of the music sounds like outside of that, or even other boss themes. But we had this big like theme of like technological, very glitchy. Like a lot of the every time the songs stopped, or every time the rhythm stopped and the like leads, the really cool leads went through, the percussion went into like this like white noise, kind of like old school Channel 3 type of, so the whole thing had this kind of chaotic technological thing going on. The percussion just sounded like white noise turned into beats, like instead of just like, So I don't know who the composer is either, but damn, very creative. And the leads, which were my favorite parts, those little those things that just kind of came and went, that sounded really, really good. It had this kind of like liquidy kind of velvet type lead on the synth, but it just went away after like a bar, which was so aggravating, but it's okay. Well, the other day I said, and I've said it multiple times, even though I've never owned a Nintendo console outside of my my Game Boy Color, excuse me, everything I've heard since on the channel that's been Nintendo, it's all been new to me. I didn't own any Nintendo consoles. I was not a Nintendo kid. I was a PlayStation kid. So I've always been curious about stuff like this. All the big Nintendo stuff, Mario, Metroid, what else? Donkey Kong, Star Fox, stuff like that. And I said the other day, it wasn't too long ago, I forgot what video it was. I think it was Golden Sun, maybe. But I said that a lot of Nintendo stuff has this kind of similar tonality across the games, where it's like single note melodies that get stuck in your head. They're very simple songs. Not all of them, of course, not the whole library. But from what I've heard, they have this kind of very simple, keep it memorable type of formula. This just kind of went out the window. This was its own. It's like, what I'm saying is like it's unlike any Nintendo that I've heard so far. Especially in this era, which is what, 2000s. GameCube was like 2000, early 2000s. So this must have stuck out like a sore thumb. I mean, it still kind of does, but I'm saying like back then that must have stuck out like crazy. Man, I'm so glad. How do I say this? I'm so glad that didn't suck. For one, the kind of pressure I had going into it, because Metroid gets requested a lot, but also it's just a game I've always been curious about. I'm talking like over 20 years. Like, what is Metroid? That was cool. That was cool. It was different. Nintendo really likes their soundtracks. Huh. That's a boss too. Damn, dude. The fact that that's a boss, honestly, is like mesmerizing to me, because when I think of a boss, I think something more, not to say that's not epic, but I just imagine more like epic sounding, bigger sounding stuff. So if they chose this as a boss theme, which is kind of, on the more, not mellow, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's its own type of anxiety inducing music. It's with the tonalities they chose, the chords, all that. It's just, it's its own type of epicness, but it's not like, big sounding. So it just makes me think that the whole soundtrack is very experimental. Different percussions. I was really curious what other percussions they use besides that. Damn, that was cool. And just as a wild guess, this is surely not the original first game. I don't know how many Metroids there are, but I'm pretty sure it's before GameCube. So I don't know if Prime is like a remake or something like that, but Man, am I curious about the original games now too. I feel like, I mean, don't worry. There's definitely a lot of requests for Metroid in my backlog, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy it lived up to the hype in my head, you know, because something you've been wanting to hear for years, in this case, decades. Yeah, I mean, especially knowing that thousands of people are going to be seeing it, your reaction. It's just, I don't know. I felt pretty nervous going into it, and it's episode 700, and I chose it. You know, I don't choose the songs that come on here. They're all requested to me in order. So every now and then, I get the luxury of choosing, and I've always been curious about Metroid. So, yet another game to add to my ever-growing curiosity list. Let me know what you think of Metroid as a series. What do you think of Prime? Is this a good game? Is it a bad game? What the rest of the soundtrack sounds like? What other cool songs are there? I'm sure they've been requested, but yeah. That was rad. Meta Ridley boss theme. I approve. Great. Thank you, Benjamin, for the request. Thank you to you for watching. Thanks to my Patreon members. And thanks again for 700. That's really crazy. I have a lot more to go. But just the idea of 700 videos in a little less than a year and a half that's crazy, man. That's crazy. And it's going to be 800 and then 900 and then 1,000. But, you know, thank you guys for watching and continuing to do this. I never talk about this kind of stuff because no one cares. I just do what I do. But I really do appreciate that you guys watch and go on this journey along with me, because I get to discover all these things I've been missing out on, and you get to kind of relive your childhood in some ways. So I think it's really cool that we made it this far. And I do say we because, you know, I'm just the host. But I don't know. Very grateful. And what a cooler way to bring 700 is so crazy now that I think about it. Anyways, I don't want to think numbers too much, because then I get anxious. It's a lot. But it's all thanks to you. And big thanks to my platinum members as well. Kevin, Patrick, Shadow Maxim, Vanadel, Calaman, Gardelane, Mushimari, Justin, Knox, and S-Flawed. Thank you all so much. See you in the next milestone. See you in the next video. It's the same thing all the time here in the auditorium. My name is Jesse. I will see you all later. Thank you all. Metroid rules. Peace.